Hey guys, it's Vicky. Welcome to this week's What's the Math Wednesday, where I pick a topic and I explain it and then provide you with practice problems at the end. Um, the practice problems, problem number one I made up myself, but from two on is all from Kuta software. So just letting you know. Okay, so we're going to talk about the intro to basic trig. So what I'm going to focus on is opposite versus adjacent and how to set up the ratios. Next week, we'll talk about how to use trig to solve for missing sides and missing angles. So here we go. Okay, so when you're dealing with opposite and adjacent sides, really your focus is on one of the acute angles. You know that the right angle opposite of that will always be the hypotenuse. So when they ask you for opposite and adjacent sides, it will never be the hypotenuse. It'll always be the legs of the right triangle. So in this case, I told us the focus was on angle B. So if the focus is on angle B, the opposite side of angle B is the side across from angle B. So if you look, if you're starting at angle B and you go across from it, you hit side AC. An interesting thing to notice is that the opposite side will not possess the letter of the angle. So side AC doesn't have a B in it. The adjacent side to the angle that's in our focus will have the letter as part of the side. And again, adjacent will never be the hypotenuse. An adjacent side will always be one of the legs. And again, the legs make up the right angle. So CB is the adjacent side. It's the side next to the angle. So if I change my focus from angle B to angle A, that switches up what's adjacent and what's opposite, because now your focus is different. So in this picture, side AB will always be the hypotenuse, again, in this picture, but your opposite side now changes to CB because, again, your focus is A. And then your adjacent side would be AC. So again, think opposite is across from the angle and adjacent is next to the angle. And opposite and adjacent will never, ever, ever be the hypotenuse. They'll always be the legs of the right triangle. So there's a mnemonic device that helps us remember how to set up trig problems, and it's called SOHCAHTOA. And the S, the C, and the T are sine, cosine, and tangent, which is 3 of the 6 trig functions. You'll see in your calculator, sine is abbreviated as SIN. They also do that with the problems. They don't write out sine, they just put sin. Cosine will be abbreviated as COS, cos, and tangent will be abbreviated as tan, TAN. And O stands for opposite, A stands for adjacent, and H stands for hypotenuse. So SOHCAHTOA helps you set up these problems. So let's focus on So sine, which is the S, sine of an angle, which I'm representing by theta here. Theta is representing an angle. Is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. So the structure is sine of an angle equals opposite over hypotenuse. That's the so. The ka stands for cosine of an angle equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And then TOA stands for tangent of an angle equals opposite over adjacent. So again, SOHCAHTOA helps us remember how to set up the problems. It's a mnemonic device to help us do that. Okay, so let's look at a problem here. So they want us to do the cosine of angle O. So again, remember, they gave us our focus. Our focus is angle O. We know that the ka in SOHCAHTOA is going to help us out because we're trying to find cosine. So ka is cosine of an angle, which is O, is equal to adjacent, that's what the A is for, over hypotenuse. So what we need to do is find out what the adjacent leg is. So O, the adjacent leg would be EO, which has a length of 4. And the hypotenuse we know is GO, which is a length of 5. So the cosine of O produces a ratio of 4/5. Let's do another trig function. Sine. So sine of O. So again, our focus is O. We know that sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite of angle O would be GE, which is 3. And the hypotenuse is GO, which is 5. So the sine of O is 3/5. Okay, and then tangent. So tangent we know is the toe apart. So tangent of an angle is opposite over adjacent. So tangent of O is opposite, which is GE, which is 3, over adjacent, which is EO, which is 4. So it's going to be 3/4. Okay. Again, guys, if you have any questions or you need further clarification, this is just an introduction. I have not made a video yet on how to utilize trig to solve for missing things. This is just to help us set up the problems. So it's an intro. So here's a you do problem. So in this problem, I gave you triangles ZXY, and I want you to identify which side is the hypotenuse, and then which side is opposite of angle Z, and which side is adjacent to angle Z. And remember, I'll post a different video, a separate video from this, giving you the answers and explanations. And guys, you can always pause it so you can see the questions longer. Okay, and that question, guys, I made up myself, but the next 3 problems I got from CUDA software. Okay, so from CUDA. In this problem, I would like you to find the value of the trig ratio. So give me the ratio of the cosine of C. So again, remember, use SOHCAHTOA for this. In this problem, which is you do 3, I'd like you to find the value of the trig ratio for the sine of A. So again, don't forget to use SOHCAHTOA to help you out. I just want the ratio. And last, but certainly not least, I would like you to find the value of the trig ratio for the tangent of A. So again, use SOHCAHTOA to help you set up this problem. And as a side note, guys, if you can simplify the ratio, go ahead and do that. You would like the simplest form of the ratio possible. Okay, guys, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know. And don't forget to check me out next week when I teach you how to utilize trig to solve for a missing side or a missing angle. Have a great day, guys. Bye.